Good morning. Thank you, Passive Income. I was yapping away here with no mic. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, last day of the week. If you're in the red, careful. Friday, you don't want to overdo it. If you're in the green, let's lock it in. Let's not try to do anything too crazy today. I always say that on Fridays, and Fridays in general are my toughest days, but let's see if we can lock in some green. So for those of you that were watching the stream last night, I was trading gold. Let's hop onto the gold chart. And I started a short position right around a pivot point here and got that nice short on gold. Gold moved and I'm up $1,600 on that trade, or trades rather, shorting that pivot point. And gold is just taking off this morning. NQ on PCE news also pushed up, and now we're coming back. I think with NQ, we got to watch the overall overnight range. All right, let's switch to NQ real quick. Yep, this is NQ. If we take a look at the overall overnight range, here's the overnight. Let's do something like this. This was the overnight range right there. Draw it right up to track me trading. Go 625, perfect. That was the range from last night, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally the breakout on PCE news. That's consumer spending, and we got more news coming up today, so it's going to be a busy day on news. Looks like we pushed up, came back to test the breakout area. So we tested now that breakout area, and it's holding for now. Let's see what the open does. But I'm watching that overnight range in general. We're hovering right around yesterday's close. Close for yesterday was 696, so right around here. Current overnight high now at 746. Overnight low all the way down at 569. So I'm gonna be a little patient today. I got a nice trade in from yesterday on gold, or last night on gold. I'm up. I don't want to do what I did yesterday, which I came in with the green and battled the market like an idiot and gave it up. So see if we can be patient and find entry for the day. All right, let's hop back onto the 1 minute and let's take a look at the news now. News. So PCE was at 8:30 a.m. Of course, my times are 3 hours behind New York Eastern. So 8:30 a.m. we had red folder event. We got another red folder event at 10 a.m. Alexa, alarm for 6:55. All right. I'm in Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind New York Eastern. So I got an alarm here for 10 a.m. to be flat. We got Fed Barkin speaks at 9 a.m. Fed Bowman speaks at 1 p.m. Hopefully I'm long gone by then. But we do have a 10 a.m. red folder event, and Fed speakers they're speaking right now, 9 a.m. So volatile day. Let's be patient and see if we can catch the right trade. Good morning. Good morning. Let's try to get this done today and walk out. Either way, I think I'm going to tie myself to maybe 1 or 2 trades. If they go south, then I'm out. I'm out for the day. I'm not giving it all back today. That's the plan. We got about, what is it? Carlos, will it finally be a good day for the Bulls? Brother, I'm with you. I don't know, man. I guess the way we can look at it is, let's take a look at the 15-minute. There's a thesis in both directions for today. So let's take a look at the 15-minute on NQ, right? You had you had a descending channel on the higher time frames, right? This move to the downside. This low, the bears had the chance. Bears had the chance yesterday to flush below 425. Weren't able to, right? They pushed right back up. They tried one more time, and again, they failed. They had the chance to kill that level. In other words, break market structure. Let's hop onto the 1 hour. Let's hop onto the 30-minute, right? This is the 30-minute time frame. We had the classic head and shoulders, right? Here's your shoulder, head, shoulder, and that was the classic head and shoulders play from yesterday with that big move down, right? So the bears had the chance yesterday. You look at this level down here, 249, going back to the 17th, they had the chance to break structure yesterday. They didn't. Not only did they not break structure, the bears, right? They were pushed right back up. They attempted again, right? And this level held. So right now, if the market is establishing a higher low, right? Carlos, to your point, we may be now, this is it. In other words, the move that everybody's been talking about, oh my God, the market's going to crash, we're going to go downhill, right? They had the chance. They still have to flush below this level for true bear sentiment to take over. Now, we've established a higher low, trying to at least, on that move from yesterday. Are the bulls going to continue their push up? Is that it for that head and shoulders pattern, or is there more, right? So I'm with you, Carlos. Maybe the bulls have their day today. PCE news pushed the market up, right? This is the overnight range. Overnight range on NQ, right? This was, we were watching this on the stream last night, and overall range PCE broke us out. We came back and tested. So, Carlos, to your point, right, we came back and tested the breakout area, and it held. We bounced again. So let's see now what the open does. Do we bounce and continue to the upside, or are we going to come back into range for potentially testing the overnight low, previous day low, all that good stuff? As far as levels, overnight low is down right here at 569. Previous day low is all the way down at 423, right? That's that low we talked about from yesterday, down here at 423. So this is going to be the critical area. What happens with this overnight range? Do we bounce right here, right off the bat? I don't think we're going to do that. We might come back and test the low of this overnight range for a potential bounce or continuation to the downside. Today, I'm only going to be taking maybe one or two trades. If you guys were watching the stream from last night, I was looking for a gold short. Finally, the stream ended, and that short played out on gold. Let me find that trade. Where is it? And I walked out right here on this short with about $1,600, and I'm done. That was right after the stream. I was watching this area for the short and caught it. So I'm done. It's the magic of one or two contracts with gold, man. They can, when you win, you win. Of course, when you lose too. But currently up. I don't want to do what I did yesterday, which I gave it back trying to trade it during New York. So I'm going to be very tight today. If I see a trade, I'll take it. If not, I'm going to lock in that profit. All right, let me go back to the stream. Jesse James, good morning, sir. The man, the myth, the legend. Christopher Zazek. Steve Paul, finally for Bulls. Hogs about to get slaughtered. Christopher Zazek, a little bit about Friday rules for me. It was not a great night last night. Have to be careful today. Yeah, for me, the funny thing is lately gold is what's moving for me in terms of profit. And then New York session, I'm struggling. This whole week has been a struggle for me on New York. I've had 2.5 weeks of solid green trading during the New York session, and then all of a sudden this week, I don't know what's up. It hasn't been ugly trading during New York. So today I'm going to be very careful, especially after I caught that nice short last night on gold. I don't want to give it all back. So I'm going to hold myself accountable today I'm walking in with some nice green. I technically not trade. I'm going to see if I can hold myself to really wait for a A+ setup here, or a nice setup. Of course, it's Friday. We always say that, and then I end up doing some silly stuff. So let's see if I can hold myself accountable to you guys and either not take a trade or wait for better setups today. That's the challenge. Let's see how it goes. I hope everyone's in the green for the week. Hope you guys have done well. Christopher's Jesse James, try taking $200 every time you see it. Scalps, I agree. Let's see if I can control the emotions. Yesterday was a day of emotional trading. You guys saw that live. I called myself out. I was like, what are you doing? Close that stuff. Go back to bed or just get out of here. Last night I got caught in some tilt there. I caught myself. I was like, if you continue trading like this, you're going to blow your account. So I took a little break, came back, and I used gold again. To save the day, and almost came close to recovering it all, but still not impressive trading. Not what I'm supposed to be doing when I'm up in the green like that. But hey, listen, I'm transparent. It's trading. That's the emotional part of trading. You're gonna have good days. I just don't think this week my headspace is right. Sure, it's been a choppy market, but I'm off. Something's off. After having 2.5 weeks in the green, getting my payout on the straight to funded accounts last week, seven straight to funded, 150K straight to funded accounts, and getting that payout. Maybe it's overconfidence, whatever it is, but can't use that as an excuse. I got to find a way to get out of that space that I'm in. So the challenge for me today is, hey, keep it tight. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy, and you got some green. Gold saved you again last night. We're walking in with some green from gold last night. So don't go crazy. Let's see if I can hold myself accountable to that. All right. What do we got? 5 minutes, 6 minutes for the opening. So again, we're watching that overnight range, right? We popped up on PCE news, testing the breakout area, right? The top of this overnight range. We attempted to bounce. I don't think we're going to pick up right then and there and bounce. I think there is going to be a pullback, whether it's overnight low or the gap fill. The gap fill is at 629, right? 630 right here with that 200 SMA. Where's VWAP? VWAP is right around 640. I think this area potential, if they hold VWAP to 200 SMA and previous day close or settlement, then they might be able to bounce. If they need to flush all the way down to overnight low, that 569 area, 570, then, you know, we got to watch the potential move to the downside for possible continuation or the bounce. I'm going to take it easy today. Let's see how it plays out. Christopher Zazek, speaking of gold, that house trade still open, came close to that 800 target. I believe I closed it this morning. Did get some green, but I didn't want to risk it. The house account got some nice green, and I closed it. So house account in the green. Nico, good morning, sir. Nick, every time Nico hops on, I remember, what was it? Not yesterday's trade, the day before, Wednesday's trade, playing that short. I had a nice target all the way down, and I end the stream, and literally 5-10 minutes after I end the stream, freaking market goes down 30-50 points in about 3 1-minute candles. Unbelievable. It happens. All right, let's see. 8:26 a.m. We got 4 minutes to the open. Gold was juicy last night. I was trying to short it with micros last night during the stream. And this micros, this is minis right here. And I walked out with a nice little trade shorting that pivot point again yesterday. I started with micros, got stopped out, then started building it with minis and in the green, gold. I don't know what it is about gold lately, saving the day for me. Let's go back to NQ. And we got 3 minutes. We do have news. We got some news today. We got 10 a.m. I got my alarm for 9:55 or 6:55 a.m. here in Arizona. We got speakers. Barkin is speaking right now, and 10 a.m. I'm sorry, 1 p.m. Fed Bowman speaks. University of Michigan, that should move the market at 10 a.m. So I'll be flat. And let's see what this market does today. Good morning to everyone. Happy Friday. I agree, Nico. We were talking about, let's take a look at that. How much time do we have? 2 minutes. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. So the bears, right, we're in this descending channel. The classic head and shoulders played out, right? Head and shoulders pattern. The bears had the chance to flush, break structurally yesterday. They tried, they got pushed up. They tried again, got pushed up. So if we're establishing the higher low, today could be the day to the upside, but I'm going to wait I'm not going to try to guess it. I'm going to be a little patient today. Nico, 793 resistance all the way up there. Technically, the bulls did break out of the overnight range on PCE news. They came back and tested, and now the question is, are they going to come back into this range to potentially test the low? So we'll see. All right, market opens in 1 minute. Christopher Zazek, sorry, man. Sorry about the commercials. All right, here we go. Looking like it wants. Previous day closed down at 629. Question is, will that be the bounce area? You got VWAP around there, 200 SMA, or are they going to continue to flush all the way down to previous day low? I'm sorry, overnight low at 569. Texas, good morning, sir. All right, 5 seconds. Here we go. Casino is now open. There goes the move for the settlement move right there. There's the move. Now the question is, are they going to go down to pre-overnight low and test these levels? Pivot point is right around now. 615 is the pivot point. Or are they coming back all the way down to overnight low around 569? So let's watch. News at 10 a.m. Texas Jack, good morning, brother. Good morning to everybody. Let's see what this market does today. All right, it's pushing all the way down to overnight low. We talked about this move coming down and testing overnight low. It just broke that pivot point. So if we watch the 15-minute, right, we just broke that pivot point. The blue line is the pivot point. So now we're looking at these overnight lows, this level here, to potentially hold for a bounce. That's that 570 area. Pivot point bounce. Whenever I don't take it, that's when it does bounce. Whenever I take it, it flushes me out. Morning, Peter. Good morning, sir. All right, here they go. Pivot point was the bounce. I'm going to be a little patient today, see if I can find a pattern, try to take a trade on a pattern versus this typical reversal trade. I mean, that reversal trade would have played out nicely. That was the pivot point bounce right there at 610 area. Look at, again, the 15-minute. This is what just happened. We touched the pivot point right here and bounced right back up. Crazy how those pivot points work. Nico not trading it. Listen, today, Nico, if I can hold myself from trading for at least 15 minutes today, I'll be happy. I wanna look for a pattern and challenge myself today to just lock in this profit. Yesterday, same thing. I walked in with some nice profit from the overnight and was silly. Today, I'm going to be very defensive and very protective of profit. What I did yesterday was not acceptable. Not impressed or happy with how I've been trading this week. So time to take a little break. Let's see if find something. Let's find something. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta open another chart here. I don't have my Tradesyncer open. Hold on. All right, looks like today that pivot point bounce was the play, at least on the open. I'm okay. I got some green, so I'm not too concerned about it. I think Caesar long that. So basically, again, let's take a look at what the market is doing. Right, let's hop on to the 5-minute. We had this overnight range, right? This is the overnight range, up and down, up and down. We broke out with PCE. We came and tested the top of that range, and it's held. So now, technically, we're in breakout mode. So potentially look for a pullback. As long as we don't come back down into this range, it looks like, Carlos, your bulls are in control today, buddy. But let's see what happens on that pullback before, we do anything. Jesse James hasn't even turned on his screens yet. Smart man, smart man. I'm going to wait today. Last night, for you guys that were watching the stream, let's hop on to gold. Where are we? Hold on. Let's take a look at this 5. Let me switch to the 5-minute real quick. Let's take a look at the Heikinashi candles. So Heikinashi signaling a change in direction there. A couple red in a row, and now we're back. But if we take a look at what's called gold, which I've been trading a lot lately, gold has been moving very similar to NQ. When you find that movement on gold, what I'm seeing is I can take some leverage on a trade with gold since it's moving in pretty close to NQ and make more money or quicker money on gold versus NQ. Last night, if you guys remember, I was looking for that short. I started with micros and I got stopped out, then finally found the area for that short and shorted that area, walked out with some nice green, but it was based on NQ, watching NQ. Because if you look at NQ and gold right now, it's the same, not the same, but a very similar pattern, which is rare. So you saw the push up, the push down, and then the push up there. Look at gold. Same thing, push up, push down, push up. And now taking a pullback. So I've been using gold lately. I don't want to depend now on gold. But gold has been rescuing me or saving the day for me or giving me nice green lately. So King Caesar is done. Nicely done, brother. Hey, walk in, walk out. Good for you. Happy Friday, brother. And if you got some green, don't even hang out. Today's the day that if you got the green, walk out, brother. Don't come back and tell me, hey, I'm scaling in, guys. I'm scaling in. All right, so we're watching. We came down to previous day close, VWAP area, pivot point area, and it bounced, right? Now let's see what it wants to do. Be very gonna wait today. Watching my Heikanashis here on the 5 minute. Oh, hold on, this is the 1 minute. Look at the 5 minute. King Caesar, have a great weekend, brother. Enjoy the family. Touch some grass, and nice trading for the week, man. All right, let's see if it's going to start topping here. It wasn't a descending channel, right? This little move here, we popped out. Is that a look above and fail on that channel and potentially come right back down? Or are the bulls now starting to build the breakout area at their base for a stronger move to the upside? We do have news at 10 a.m. Sorry, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. All right, so let's see what NQ wants to do here. Looking like it's topping, potential move back down to get into this descending channel, or building a base around the breakout area on the overnight range for the upside. Oh, man, more commercials at Spike TV. Just hit that live button. Just hit the live button so it brings you closer to real time. All right, we got news at 10 a.m. today, guys. News at 10 a.m. Ed Barkin speaking right now. So let's see what the news. Let's bring in the 15-minute opening range now. Hold on. Here you go. Green line on the top is the top of that 15-minute opening range. Oh, that was what they were doing. We're so used to seeing that. They topped the 15-minute opening range, trapping longs for the breakout. And here's the bottom of the 15-minute opening range, that red line. So I got two lines to signal the 15-minute opening range. Let's see what happens here. Nico considering long at 644. So you're waiting for another pullback to the VWAP area. Previous day close area for your entry on the long. Previous day close is 630. VWAP is right around where you're calling, 650. And the 200 SMA, the red line right here, that is 640. And Nico is hopping on that long for the pullback, testing this overnight range high. There is a descending channel here. As long as they hold the top of that descending channel for the move up, then the bulls have their play. Nico is hopping on that long at 664, which is the top of the overnight range, holding. In other words, the test. That's a nice entry there, Nico. It looks like the top of that overnight range. They came and tested this, right? The top of this is the overnight range right here. This little rectangle there. They tested it once, they flushed it. Now they came back for the test and it held. Nice. Nicely done, Nico. So Nico telling us that that entry was based on the previous higher low from the prior downswing. Oh, you're talking about this one right here? Texas, if this candle closes bullish, he's in. Whoa, what happened here? Here we go. Looks like bulls are making their move. King Caesar, I don't want to see you trading, brother. Lock it in. Nico, that is an ABC correction. Nicely done, brother. Caesar, no trading, brother. Hold yourself accountable, brother. You got some green. Walk out, brother. It's Friday. All right, they brought it right back down. The only problem is this little consolidation area. It needs to break either to the upside, right? You got a little consolidation area here. Right there. Let's see which way it breaks. You had this descending channel. My fear on the long thesis is that descending channel is still in play, and we're technically in a look above and fail. But we don't need to guess it. Let's wait for it to play out, whatever direction it does go. What is going on here? 8 trade of 8 to draw. All right, so it just broke that channel. That range. This is the overall descending pattern that I'm watching, right? You had a look above and a look below and fail. Let's see what it does. Mr. Structure, good morning, sir. We're coming back into the overnight range, right? This is the overall overnight range we've been watching, this little zone right here. They haven't tested overnight low or previous day low, obviously. Previous day low is way down there. But let's see what happens with this range now. Is it going to be as easy as playing this range, longing it for the top? I tried to long a range, when was it? Yesterday, and the range broke right when I entered. So I think I'm going to leave range trading alone for today. So far, there's been two. The juicy play was the pivot point bounce. It played to the T, man. Right there and bounced. Let's take a look at the higher time frames. So let me minimize this. This is the 5-minute, the 15, and the 30-minute. You look at what it just did, came right to that blue line, which is the pivot point, and bounced. So, boy, look at this nasty pattern here on the 5-minute. No, not seeing any direction just yet. All right, here they come. I guess that was the play. The range bounced there, and now are they going to pop it out? We got news at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. news. Structure, yeah, I took a gold trade last night. I was working on a short. I got stopped out with some micros, and then went in with some minis at a further top. I'll show the trade a little in a second. So I got gold lately has been my breadwinner. NQ this week has been torture for me. I haven't had the best trades with Q. I'm green for the week, but ugly trading this week, especially during New York. So. Nico, another entry at the break of the top, 713. All right. Structure, I'm waiting too. I'm going to be a little patient. We got news at 10 a.m. So far, the funny thing is that pivot point play was long. Now we're in a little bit of consolidation. We had two plays, right? The open was the gap fill and then the bounce at the pivot point right back up. All right, so it's breaking out. I think this is the 15-minute opening range breakout. I think Peter Chan is also lining up his play for his 4 points right here. And I think both of you, Nico and Peter Chan, break. I think Peter Chan did that. Yeah, that's your setup right there, right? Potentially looking at that break of this wick, 712, for the breakout of the 15-minute opening range right there. 4 players are in position for the breakout. Or getting ready if they haven't set it up yet. Structure, yeah, it's been cleaner. Let's take a look at the funny thing is gold is moving very similar. Okay, gold taking the pullback. So since NQ and gold are moving pretty close, maybe that's the maybe NQ will follow on a pullback here. Let's see. King Caesar range bound. I think that is the breakout. I think 15-minute opening range breakout potential happening there. See how many points they give on that breakout. News at 10 a.m. Yeah, I'll be flat till 10. Let's see what news does at 10. Not messing with it. If I find a pattern, I'll hop on a trade. If not, leaving it alone for now. All right, there they go. Are they going to wick it or give you guys the push? Eco wants this to fly to 798, which is 200 SMA on the 30-minute. Oh, they did the dirty. They wicked it as usual. They did a dirty right there. They wicked it. See, these goddamn market makers know the moves, man. They wicked it. Dirty. And Peter got his 3 points. Nicely done, sir. You can't get greedy on that. They know that move. Market makers know that move now. And look at that. They wicked the 15-minute open range and brought them back down. Nasty. Wow. That was a nasty wick on the opening range breakup. They trapped. Let's take a look at gold. So remember when I said gold was pulling back? I've been seeing that, NQ and gold moving very similar. But they're both holding the level, that range, right? Gold is still in this little area right there, and NQ, same thing. Market makers know that move now, and they've been flushing several times on that 15-minute opening range. If you got caught without a stop, you're making decisions now. Point of control right there for Mr. Structure letting us know. All right, so range bound. And we got news at 10 a.m. So this green line, for anybody that's watching, this is the top of that 15-minute opening range. Red line is the bottom of that 15-minute opening range. And we have a Fed speaker. Yes, sir. We have a Fed speaker talking right now. Let's take a look at the news. Fed Barkin speaking currently. We had PC and we got University of Michigan in about 7 minutes. I'll be flat. Then we got Bowman at 1 p.m. Nico, normal PA in this range. We had an upside B on ABC, so price came back to test. Yeah, I've seen that with the 50-minute opening range. It gives the pullback, but then eventually, as long as you stick to your thesis, gives the breakout on the second or third attempt. 50-minute opening range hasn't quite happened on the first attempt lately, but eventually it does. But so far, if we look at the overnight range, the overnight range high is held, right? It came back down, held. They flushed it for the gap fill, came back, pushed above it, came back, tested it, and held. And we're in this range where the top of the overnight range is holding for now. Okay, that's my alarm for the 10 a.m. news. Alexa, stop. So we got news in 5 minutes. So for now, the high of that overnight, the overnight high, or the top of the overnight range, is holding. They haven't broken after the initial gap fill. Eight trade of 8. Raw. All right, now we're watching if they break this and potentially come back into that descending channel pattern. I don't know. I think the bulls have their. I think the bulls are starting to build their edge, building their base around 665. And structure OPEX today. We got some oil news at 1 p.m. All right, here they go for the breakout, potentially out of that range. News at 10 a.m. Here they go for that 15-minute open range breakout. All right, they're breaking 700 here. Beamer, you're in rally mode. What happened to the big dump? All right, so Beamer USA looking at R1, which is at 800. So potential move all the way up to 800 today for Beamer. He sets up those nice swing trades. So Beamer USA now looking at R1 or a rally all the way up to 800, which is where R1 is at. Which NQ does love its pivot points. If you look at the 15-minute, we've seen this where we flush down. The blue line is that pivot point, and then you have a pivot point to pivot point play. R1 is right here at 800. It's also right where the 200 SMA is on the 30-minute, 800 area. So potential move to 800 today. That's possible. And that invalidates what we were talking about earlier on the 15-minute. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. The bears had their chance yesterday, right? The typical head and shoulders pattern played out. This is the 15-minute, right? Head and shoulders, they played it. But the bears had the chance to flush yesterday. They tried once, they got pushed up. They tried the second time, they got pushed up. And now it looks like we're building a higher low and getting out of that for potential upside. So I could see, to Beamer's point, that move to 800 today. Yep, that's what I'm looking at, Nico. 798 up there. So I think bulls are building. They got to break out, though. Can't tease this breakout. They got to, I mean, I know they're consolidating, but they got to break out. And there they go. They're breaking out. It's 10 a.m. news right there. University of Michigan. Low expectations. Forecast was 55.4, and what did we get? 55.1 on sentiment final. Okay, there you go. So market pushing up on University of Michigan news. And are they going to rally now and just take this to the moon? Going after overnight high now. Overnight high is at 747, 750 area. Nico holding his longs. Nicely done, brother. I think that 800 area, that pivot point. I mean, that's what NQ does, right? Plays pivot points to pivot points all the time. So for those of you that are long targeting that pivot point up there, I think that's doable for the day. As long as they can continue this push up. Nico switching to 5-minute. Yeah, man. Sometimes you gotta zoom out. Stay calm. All right, starting to take a pullback now, coming back into the 15-minute opening range. That's standard, right? It comes back and tests the breakout area. So now if we take a look at this zone, this little area we were talking about as the consolidation zone, it's coming back to test. It does have to bounce here. If it comes back all the way down, ugh, nasty price action. Hopefully, for the bulls, they can start building this ascending channel and continue to the upside. If they break the channel and need to test all the way back down again, that's nasty price action. Peter Chan is only watching now. Nicely done, sir. Cole, good morning, JC. That was a good move on gold off the pivot point. Yeah, man, I took that trade last night. I started it with micros, got stopped out, and then finally caught the top of that and took the short. Let's take a look at gold. That's why I'm up. That was based on last night's stream. I think Jesse was also catching that short right here. Walked out with some nice green on that gold short. Go back to NQ. All right, so NQ doing some dirty. Look at those five. This is the 5 minute. Look at those 5 minute candles. And Jesse got the entire drop. Look at you, brother. So potential double top here now on NQ. And let's take a look at gold. What is gold? Ooh, gold. Gold on a rampage, huh? Gold just broke out of that pivot point. I think that's what you were talking about. Wow, gold just made a huge move. I think that's what, who was it? Cole was talking about. Look at this. Let's take a look at the higher time frame move on gold. So, pivot point breakout. Look at that. Look at this. Boom. Nice. All right, let's go back to NQ. Yeah, NQ did the dirty, so they had to come back down and test. If they come back into the overnight range, that's dirty. It's dirty. So this is nasty price action. I'm staying off for now. This is not pretty. We came back down and now entering the overnight range. So this is going to tell you, once you re-enter the overnight range after a move like that, that's a failed auction. You're coming back down to 578. That's a given right there on that move. First stop on this move down is 570, the bottom of the overnight range. I'm going to test it. The overnight range is this box right here. This is the bottom of that 575 area. They're coming for that. Now, if they do continue though, that's overnight low at 570. That gets ugly if that area doesn't hold. Structure, yep, you get caught chasing this and it's dangerous. Jesse, nice reversal trade. I don't know if you're still holding, but assuming your bears started making noise here, your sellers, that's a nice reversal trade. Very nice. All right, so 570 coming to test that overnight low. If they break overnight low, we in trouble. Bulls are in trouble. King Caesar, capital preservation day for me. Yes, sir. Same here, man. I'm not rushing into it today. Friday, man. I want to enjoy it. Unless I see something juicy, I am not taking it. So far, I did miss the pivot point bounce. The pivot point bounce on the open was the play. But it's okay. I got some green. I don't need to rush this. All right, so now we're in an overnight range mode here. We're watching that 570 area. Do they need to pull back all the way down to 570 area? Where's overnight low? 569. And then potentially bring this way back up. Hold on, let me switch to the 5 minute. That looks okay. The overnight low is right here at 570. So they came back into the middle of that overnight range and again attempting to push up. Did we just hit VWAP? We touched the 200 SMA on the 5 minute. So if we look at the 5 minute, I'm still not convinced that's a bounce though, but we came right to that red line right here. If you see it, it's the 200 SMA on a 5 minute. I'm not convinced yet that's going to be the bounce area. Let's see if they come back down to that 570 area. And then, did the Armageddon short? Or just a little pullback to trap, then go right back up. Nasty price action. I'm staying away. PR77 rejection off the 5-day on SPY, took the short, and a little late, of course, got out too early. All right, PR. So PR, Jesse catching similar shorts there. All right, no test of the overnight low. They were not able to hit overnight low at all, on both moves. This move and this move, not yet. I think they're looking for overnight low here, 570 area. Carlos, is it safe to go long now? I don't know. Look at your 5 minute and 15 minute candles, man. That's a engulfing red right now. I'd wait. See if they're going to test overnight low, that 570 area. Could be the bounce area, but so far they haven't touched overnight low, which is good for the bulls. They have not been able to flush below overnight low. But I'm not trusting this price action just yet. Carlos, to your point, the fact that they did not touch overnight low on both flushes, that's good. That's good for the bulls. Now we're at the pivot point again, right? At the pivot point bounce that I missed or didn't take the first time, right? We look at the blue line, that's the pivot point. They bounced it the first time. Well, this is the 5 minute, 50 minute, and 30 minute, but the first time they bounced it all the way up to 680. Now the question is, are they going to flush this pivot point? Potential move not to this pivot point, but now the move could be down to 440, which is testing yesterday's lows. Carlos going long with a tight stop. All right, they're flushing that pivot point now. Let's see. The test is going to be overnight low. Overnight low at 670. If they flush overnight low and hold, bye-bye. Bye-bye. If overnight low does not hold, this is a move to potentially test previous day low. If overnight low at 570 does not hold, they flush it, we're back to the original descending channel pattern. This pivot point has to hold. We've flushed several points now. If we take a look at the trading view, right, this blue line, we've now flushed below the pivot point. Needs to hold. On the 5 minute, you can see that it is trying to hold and give the bounce, but it needs to hold. We just tested overnight low, came close to it. As long as it bounces, then you're good, but I'm still not messing with it today. Look at the 5 minute and 15 minute. We got red, man. Careful. Not to say that long can't happen. It's just looking red, guys. I think we're going to flush overnight low, and that could unset some things here. Here comes the flush. Yeah, I agree. If you look at that 15-minute candle, that was hard. That came down. We're down what? We're all the way up at 730, 630. We're about to go 200 points down. That's huge. That's a huge angle on that downside. Careful. Wait for confirmation on the bounce, though, I would say. I think Peter Chan just said that. Wait for that. You know, we know what a short squeeze bounce is, right? You have a huge boner candle, and then they trap all the shorts. If you're going to long this, I would wait. I would wait for that big, juicy green candle. We know what a short squeeze looks like. If you see that, then yes, hop on it for a scalp or whatever, but look at this descending channel forming here. Careful. The 5 minute, yes, sir. I got the 5 minute on another chart, but let's see it here. To Peter Chan's point, let's take a look at the 5 minute Heikinashi. Red, brother. Till those Heikinashi candles change, I've learned that thing. One thing I've learned from Peter is until there's a change in color, stay away. Stay away from longs, right? If you something, try to find a short. But Heikinashi is not telling us anything good yet in terms of a long. Take a look at this pattern right here, this descending channel. Until they break out of that 9 EMA and push hard, well, again, overnight low has not been touched. That's actually pretty good. Overnight low has not been able to be touched both times. One time, and the second time came close. Beamer USA is adding. Oh yeah, you're right. You're playing your long all the way up to 800. So I guess the good thing for the bulls right now is they were not able to touch overnight low on both moves to the downside. This one and this one. Doesn't mean they won't, they just haven't yet. Gold is just on a rampage, right? What is gold doing? Oh my God, look at that pivot point break. All right, so gold and NQ now moving very differently. This is the standard gold NQ relationship that I'm used to seeing. Gold goes up, NQ goes down. So for the last week, they've been moving pretty close. Today, finally separated. So if that's the case, then gold is moving up. NQ's coming in for a big move to the downside. Careful. This is the inverse relationship I'm used to seeing with gold and NQ. NQ goes down, and look at gold. Oh my God. I can't hop on that. I can't do that. I can't chase that. Are you kidding me? Holy cow. Look at that. Push up, bull flag. Push up, bull flag. Push up, probably another bull flag, and boom. Yeah, I can't chase that. Nico, this H4 up move is over. Yep. So I think this is the little calm before the storm. I think there's going to be a flush below 570. That was a big move down. Now we can just be range bound. We can just be playing the overnight range and down, up, down, up. That's typical for Fridays too. But I'm waiting. I'm admiring the market today. Take a look at gold. Oh my God. Like playing that ascending channel. Oh, I don't even want to look at it because I'll get tempted. Stay away. Stay away. All right. Let's watch NQ and see what it does. Overnight low has not been touched. So if this holds and a potential another move up, they got to do it quick. Otherwise, see this descending channel right here? They flush those channels hard. Let's see. See if that channel, yesterday I tried to short a descending channel and got killed. And today, when you don't take it, is the day that it happens. You got to do it every time. There's that flush on that channel that I talked about. Let's take a look at how low they're going to go on. There it is. So potential move right below overnight low on that channel. And then the question is, are they going to flush it right back, right down? So I think DJ NYCEN. Late start for you, brother. Well, it's been choppy. It's been nasty price action. Scalper's paradise, but nasty price action for directional plays. All right. Looking for the flush here. This is the break below overnight low if they can do it. There it is. There's the flush coming. Flush incoming. Flush incoming. There it is. Man, one day I get burned on trying to short a descending channel, and then it plays out perfectly today. You're watching for the flush or the breakout of this descending channel, the upside. Not looking like an upside play, but they could bounce it. We still haven't touched overnight low. We did not touch overnight low on that move down. We're about 10, 15 points away from overnight low. So yesterday, this was the similar pattern, right? We had that move down. We got caught in a descending channel. Yesterday, I tried to short this, and they broke out and killed me. You guys remember yesterday. Today, not playing the channel because being careful. And today, they do break it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yesterday was a W pattern, right? You came back down, you popped up, down, and then they pushed all the way up. And today, standard channel pattern, you short the top and you'll walk out. God damn it. All right, overnight low just got touched. It's holding, no bounce. Typically, you see the big boner bounces, the short squeeze. This is flushing, guys. Careful. Careful if you're trying to long it. There's the flush. Flush. Boom. All right. So, directional day to the downside, guys. And still no bounce. I don't think you want to be a contrarian trader today. Next pivot point is 430. Previous day low is at 420. If we take a look at next pivot point to the downside, it's previous day low. Previous day low is at 423. The pivot point is at 430. You're seeing a move to the downside here. I'm not reverse trading today at all. As I watch this, I'm like, this is what I was looking for yesterday. I shorted a top of a channel. I didn't have a tight stop. That was my mistake. But these bear channels, man, you respect them. You don't mess with bears. Let's take a look at the daily chart, courtesy of Peter Chan. I hate the daily chart on Tradeify. So if you can see this purple line, that's the 20 SMA on the daily. 20 SMA on the daily is all the way down at 329. Wow, look at that move. This is the daily. So we're about to break support. We did. We're going to be potential move all the way down Peter Chan's point, 340 area at 20 SMA. So gold and NQ finally breaking their relationship. Gold climbing to the moon and NQ breaking out. This is what I'm used to seeing, right? This is how I usually know. This is the relationship I'm used to seeing with gold and NQ. I was surprised that for last week they were moving in sync, and finally they broke out today. Gold moving up and NQ. Wah, wah, wah. All right, so NQ making a move. Let's take a look at this 15-minute. Steve Paul, they fattened up the hogs once again, about to get slaughtered. And Jesse James finally opposing. Yes, that's the relationship I'm used to seeing with gold and NQ. They have an inverse relationship for the most part of the time, but for whatever reason, they were in a confluence, I guess, was the word you want to call it. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart on NQ. Previous day low right here, 425. That's yesterday's low. All right, so remember I said that this descending channel, I'd still be watching that overall pattern. You extend this all the way down, they came right to the bottom of this channel. It's funny how those patterns, although you can have look above and fails, they always kind of linger in general on the higher time frame algos. PR77, you probably have that angle coming in on the algos from our SDT days. All right, went back to test the top. 30-point ripper. This is volatile, man. This is volatile. Steve Paul, September 19, looks like the Wall Street demons are going to take QQQ to round number. Beamer USA reversing on his position, now targeting probably that pivot point down there at 430, right? You're targeting now S1 versus R1, Beamer? Peter Chan is moving fast, man. Yeah, I'm not messing with this today. Nasty price action. It's Friday, and I want to enjoy my week. That nice green. Not doing it to myself. I did it to myself yesterday. No, not doing it. All right, let's see what happens at the top of that channel. Still got to push above the 20 SMA for the bounce. They got to come back into the overnight range and reconquer that. I don't know about that today. That's a sharp. What did we go up? 720. We went all the way up to 730, 630. We're about to go to 520 area, so that's potential 200 points. Shaw longing from here. Arlo's up. Ugh, guys, man, I don't know. Look at the 5-minute. Look at the 5-minute. Careful with those longs. 5 minutes, still not showing anything to the upside. Now, it doesn't mean it can't bounce, just we're not seeing confirmation yet. So if we take a look at the, I will give you guys this for the bulls. If you take a look at the 1 hour, that is a 1 hour level, right? Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Tradeify sucks to show levels. Right here, look at this resistance area right there. We're right at that support area, but it's not it's a 1 hour level, it's not the best. If you break and go into range, look at the potential downside, breaking that support and resistance area on the 1 hour. We just broke it. Be careful. Wait for confirmation if you're trying to long this. Failed to come back into that channel so far, hovering at the bottom. As long as they break out, then you potentially have a long, but I ain't messing with it. I ain't messing with it. And to Peter Chan's point, there's nothing showing a long yet. Let's show the 5-minute here on Heikinashi. Heikinashi, one thing I've learned about Peter is when you see red on Heikinashi candles on a 5-minute, you're not thinking long. You're trying to find a short. Or if you're waiting for the long, wait for the color change, right? Wait for a 5-minute color change and see some pattern showing the long. Right now, we're not seeing that. Nico, the 4 hour is confirmed for me. Now back in the down move from the daily. Okay, so bear is taking control. And look at this 9 EMA resistance. So far, there has been no hold above the 9 or even the 20, obviously. SMA. Just broke the overnight low and you held below overnight low. Now the question is, are we going to go for previous day low, which would be a brutal move to the downside if they can't bounce this? Structure, the retest and bounce. Correct. You nailed it. And I think Peter Chan that's Peter Chan's signature move is wait for the color change, the retest, and the move. Peter can expand on that since he trades Heikinashi. Jesse James, my man with the Renko bars and the shark fins. Are the bears or the bulls screaming on your charts? All right, we're coming back to test the top of that channel. This is similar to what I did yesterday, trying to short it here, and they broke out. Remember, descending channels don't play forever. If you're going to take a short on a descending channel on a 3rd, 4th, or 5th wave, you got to give yourself a tight stop. That's what I did not do yesterday and paid dearly. Today, the descending channel is playing out to the T with these bears. Until you get a breakout and a hold. Careful. Opportunity awaits. Good morning, opportunity awaits. Happy Friday, brother. All right, they're trying to break out of that descending pattern. We did come to support, I'll give you that, guys. In other words, so far that area is holding, right? If you take a look at this level right here, that 517 area, it did hold and now bouncing. Now the question is, do they want this pivot point down here, or are they going to make a move now back up? What would be interesting is if they bring this all the way back up, typical Friday price action. Dirty. They're doing this dirty. That's a 60-point bounce around 530 right now. It's a 60-point bounce right there, guys. Wow. Carlos, your moon, brother. Let's go. There's the moon trade. Carlos calling for a V correction all the way back up. Well, they got to conquer the overnight range first, right? We're at the middle of this overnight range. We're coming to the pivot point, back to the pivot point. So if we take a look at the 5, the 15, and the 30, the blue line right here is the pivot point, right? You got to conquer that. Is this going to be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, a V pattern, right? So we're coming right to that pivot point. That's going to be resistance. Let's see what happens there, where they potentially take it back down, or the V pattern that we're all used to, love seeing on NQ, going all the way back up. I don't know about all the way back up, but we'll see. NQ will do what it wants to do, not what we want it to do. Let's take a look at gold. Gold. What is gold doing now? Gold continuing. So if it's true that NQ and gold have finally broken out and now they have an inverse relationship, if gold continues up, NQ might have further downside. All right, NQ did pop above the pivot point. So now came to that potential resistance. We're at the 200 SMA on the 5-minute. If this is not resistance and they continue, then this is your V pattern. Crazy, crazy NQ. You just broke above pivot point. It's switching everyone's mindset. You had bulls at the beginning of the open, and people flipped the bear, and now everybody's flipping back to bulls. It's messing with your thesis today. Scalper's paradise, but messing with overall direction. We're back in the middle of the overnight range. This little area right here, that was the overnight range. This was the high, this was the low, and we're back into the 15-minute opening range, right? This is the top of the 15-minute opening range, the bottom. We're back, hovering around the middle. Can they recover, or just pull back to test some moving averages on the higher time frames? They didn't get above the 200 SMA. This is the red line. This red line right here is a 200. Potential retest of that area and come right back down. Texas Jack getting slapped around nicely. Yeah, man, it's messing with direction today. Now that is a strong bounce. I'll give you that. We're at if we put a fib on this, I think we're at what, 50% now? We're above 50%. That's a strong bounce. Shaw, 1 minute FVG, been printing money all week. Nice, sir. How do I get rid of this? There we go. All right, let's extend the overnight range just so we know what we're looking at here. We're coming to the top of the overnight range. Yep. Trying to get above the 200 SMA, which is this red line here. Nasty, nasty, nasty NASDAQ today. Still no direction. We're right back where we started. Nico, the 30-minute broke structure. Yeah, that's on the fib, we pushed back above the 50% on a fib on that pullback. So see what happens. We came to VWAP 200 SMA area, right? This is the 200 SMA VWAP and taking another pullback. Unable to get above the overnight range. In other words, the breakout area from the open. This was the breakout area right here. We pushed up, came back down. So far, unable to get above the initial breakout area. Shaw, potential long. Texas Jet, bearish. Yeah, I haven't flipped the bull yet. All right, they're going to flush overnight low again for the next move to the downside. I agree with you, Jad. I think this is now shaping out to be bearish. They do need to flush overnight low again to continue the move to the downside. Look at the 1 hour real quick. We're in this range, right? Higher time frame range. Texas, if we close strong below 600, you're pressing to short. I think you're right, man. I definitely still not thinking bullish yet. Texas, I think you're right. I think this is the setup. I think this is the indicator, especially with gold. If gold and NQ have finally, well, gold's taking a pullback, but finally gold and NQ separating, having their classic inverse relationship. Gold goes up, NQ goes down. We'll see. All right, here they go. Are they going to flush overnight low again? They flushed it one, came back, retested their area, and this could be a big move down if they flush it. There it is. Whew. That's going to take off to the downside. It's over for the bulls, boys. Bye-bye. Full pour short. Let's go. All right, that's a full channel to channel play. I caught it a little late, but I'm going to draw it here. It's in my other chart. Let's take a look at this angle. Let me correct. It's about to happen. Shit. Hold on. Let me hurry up. All right, let's take a look at this channel on a higher time frame. Not that. What did I just do? Here we go. Take a look at that channel. Texas. All right, we got the higher time frame. We start deleting some of this stuff so it doesn't get too busy. Here we go. It's nasty, but now you're finding a pattern. Chris Noof, hey brother, that's a win, my friend. That's a win. Congrats on the comeback. Texas, I wouldn't say it's the moment of truth. It would have to break out of this channel now. We know the bottom has been established on that channel multiple times, right? And we got 2 touches on the top. We got multiple touches on the bottom of that channel. See, I don't think it's moment of truth. Moment of truth would be breaking out of the top of the overnight range, or this breakout area. That would be the moment of truth. It would need to break out again. Be correct. Moved this earlier, so let me correct this. There we go. It's right there. Julian, welcome to the stream, brother. Texas down 1,400 and back up. Nicely done, brother. Oh, no wonder you went in with size on that short. You recovered it there. You probably recovered that on that short right there with size. Hey, brother, after being down 1,400 and break even, that's a win. That is a win. All right, so NQ looks like it's playing that a descending pattern until we break out. Just a nasty one. The wide. These channels are wide. 597, 50 points. This one was 60 points. It's a wide channel. Texas Jet, day one of funded. Congrats, man. NQ wildin' today, huh? NQ coming back to the middle of the overnight range. Where did we open today? We opened at around that area, so gone nowhere. Gone nowhere today. Up and down, up and down. All right, I got a question for the chat. So where did we open today? Let me take a look at. We opened at 6:30. We opened at 654. Are we going to close above 654 or below for the day, chat? 654 was the open, which is right around here. Are we going to close above 64 for the day or below is the question of the day. What do you guys think? Julian is saying above 654. Texas 53.75. Okay, got it. Down there. All right, Chad, are we closing above the open today or below? What are your thoughts? Texas below, yeah. I'm thinking below, and I'm starting to think that this is going to go downtown pretty fast today. So if they don't break out of this area, we know these bears, they flush channels. Of course, I have PTSD from yesterday trying to short a channel, and one day I finally take a short on a top of a channel. They flush, they break out. They could break out. Yesterday they did break out. Not looking like a W pattern today, though. Peter Chan, daily chart is bearish below. I agree, guys. I think today is going to be a red day for NQ. So you had a lot of bull sentiment coming into the open, and now sentiment flipping to bear. All right, I'm watching this channel, PTSD channel. Short of this channel right here for a potential pullback all the way to the bottom. But I got PTSD from yesterday, so I'm going to watch. But if they do what they normally do on directional days to the downside, they flush it. Chris Noof telling us 11 a.m. London close. And that is on. All right, listen. Gotta take the trade every single time. Just have a tight stop. And if you're wrong, it doesn't matter. But that's the learning lesson. That short is playing out. Texas JAT, I'm not uncertain. All right, my man. Peter Chan, I think it's taking its time, but I think it will flush. Same here. I'm thinking this is a directional day to the downside. Nico, 565 short. Texas, I'm in full position. I want to press it, but will not. Julian, what is the lowest number of ticks you go for? I don't think I have a number of ticks. It depends on what I'm targeting. Usually I'm playing target of VWAP, target of the 200 or 20 SMA. I don't think I have a minimum number of ticks that I target. All right, here goes that channel playing out, flushing it, flushing it. Waiting for that flush. They're gonna flush it. JR PLK 420 is in on that short. Texas JAT, let's go with the short. A couple of you guys are in that short. Let's go, guys. Get that green. Right investments. Structure, I think they are slowly crawling up. Hey, could go either way. They would have to break out of that channel, though. Which way will she go? Is it finding support? Is it finding support around overnight low and unable to flush below overnight low? All right, let's see if they flush that channel. Texas, I was bullish at open, but damn. I'm watching the break of the channel. If they can't break above that channel, that's a short, guys. They're going to flush it. That's typical bear channels. I wasn't so much in the green that I want to lock it in. I would take that short with a tight stop, probably 10-15 point stop, and play the short top of this channel, targeting either the middle of the channel or the bottom if you're going aggressive, or TP1 and TP2. Now, if they break out of that channel, give yourself a tight stop. It's still the cheaper trade, right? The cheaper trade, your risk to reward on this is about 10-15 points for a potential 20-30 point play. If they break out, well, you get stopped out. But the risk to reward on that area is stronger to the downside. Is there a potential for a breakout? Yes. Still the cheaper trade. All right, they're attempting to break out. But we've seen that. They hover around the top of the channel and they flush it. We've seen this pattern over and over. They tempt, and then boom. Yesterday, I got caught on a fourth or fifth wave on a channel. I tried to short top of a channel. I got killed on a breakout. So it could go either way. Texas going big for 100 points. Didn't you just take a 10-point scalp? I need 100. Ooh, are they going to break out? Looks like they're going to break out. Peter Chan, 2-minute 9 and 20 EMA have not curled up yet. Texas, man, but you came back to break even, brother. That's a win in my book. All right, they're starting to try to break out of that channel. Can they do it? Or are they trapping for the flush? They flush. They're trapping for the flush. Come on, flush it. Flush it. Flush it. Ooh, not able to flush. Either not able to flush or trapping more longs. They've done that over and over. They tease, they tease, they tease, and then they flush. And tight. Big move coming. Big move. There it is. Flush it. Flush it. Flush it. Flush it. Are they breaking out of that channel or flushing it, guys? Beamer USA lost 2 evals in this fiasco. Man, sorry to hear that. All right, here we go. The channel's playing out. That's a flush to the downside. And tight. Tight. Right here, flush, and they're still not a strong flush though. Still a 30-point move so far from the top of that channel. When I said the cheaper short is at 597, we're down to 563. Watch this. Let's watch the break. And tight. Big move coming. So we'll watch for the break to the downside or the upside and call it a day. The break to the upside or break to the downside. They didn't flush it though. Getting tight. She's getting tight. Damn, that's as tight as it gets. And there's the flush. The channel about to play out. Come on. Come on. Break. Break. She breaking. It's going to be a quick one with that much tension. And the channel holds. Down, down you go. NQ. Dragging it out. Freaking NQ. Oh boy, is it gonna break out of that channel? What you doing? Oh. Oh, breaking out. Peter Chan letting us know it wants to touch 80 before breaking out again. Well, I do think that if we get above 597 again, there may be another move to the upside here. Has to close above that. Either way, choppy mess, man. Choppy mess. Texas, Texas, not going to lie, pressed and scalped again. All right, man. But this is ridiculous. I agree with you. This is nasty, nasty price action. Texas Jet, this is a false breakout. Yes, sir. Peter Chan, glad I'm done, man. Glad I stayed away. There was one trade. The one trade that I should have taken was the pivot point bounce right at the open. After that, I really didn't see much. So this is as nasty as it gets. We've gone nowhere. So what did we say the open was? 640 something. We're going back to the, we're still in the overnight range, right? This is a little box right back into the overnight range. This is the high, this is the low of the overnight range. Gone nowhere. We're going back to test the top of that 15-minute opening range, which is this red line right here. That's the bottom of that, sorry, the bottom of the 15-minute opening range. Testing it again. Wow. All right, looking to get back into the 15-minute opening range. That green line on the top is your top of the 15-minute opening range. This is the bottom. Looking like it wants to go back in. This is the overall overnight range. This rectangle or shaded area there. Crazy. Still technically no direction. Just a lot of chop up and down, but no direction. DJ NYCEN used your code for TPT. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Texas counter argument. This would be a good place for a reversal. Should we go back up, or it's going to be a chop fest? Looking like a chop fest, brother. Direction has not been established. What did we say the open was? Let me take a look at the 630 candle. 630 open was 654. So this is the open right around here at 654, right above the 200 SMA. We're back into the overnight range. We've got back into the 15-minute opening range. No direction, brothers. Chop fest. Peter Chan, structure. This is a reversal 5-minute Heikinashi candle. Let's take a look at the 5-minute Heikinashi, courtesy of Mr. Peter Chan. Okay, so no wick at the bottom. Look at that. Finally, a Heikinashi with no wick at the bottom. Reversal candle potential. They flushed this back down. Walk the hell out. They flushed this back down, guys. Walk out. That is nasty if they flush it. Structure, yeah, they did break. They broke out of the channel structure. So I think, and plus, if you look at the 5-minute, Peter just confirmed that we have a 5-minute green candle. No wick down there, so potential reversal. Either way, it's nasty. Peter Chan, if it doesn't do a 20-point drop. Now, if they do flush this back down, that's nasty. At this point, you want some type of direction. They broke out of the channel. You would want now test of these moving averages and continue to the upside. If they flush this right back down, that's dirty, man. Get the hell out. Structure, point of control is holding. It's going to chop here for a little. So you've had bull sentiment, you've had bear sentiment, and now bull sentiment coming back. What a day. What a day. The only thing NQ has not done is satisfy either one. Been scalper's paradise today. All right, I'm coming close to calling it a day. That's some nasty price action. I'm locking in the green, not messing with this today. Friday. I want to enjoy it. Structure MACD flat at 0. EMAs are flat. Let's take a look at, well, no, the 15 minutes not telling us anything. There's no pattern on the, take a look at the 15 minute. No pattern. Here's the overnight range. Drop below, coming back up. 654 now we know is the open. Nada. As Chris Noof would say, no pasa nada. No pasa nada. Texas adding to his short. Nicolás Gómez. Que hubo, parcero? Chris Noof, no pasa nada. Yes, sir. Structure, nut squeeze at impatience will lose either way. Yep. Beamer and Texas Jet adding to their shorts here. Nicolás Gómez, no pasa nada. I'm locking in my profits. The house account is still alive. I think it's up about $1,500. Took some drawdown yesterday, but it's still alive. All right, bulls now making a move, huh? They broke out of that channel and holding the breakout. And we're 30 points away from the open. NQ going nowhere. Messing with everybody's direction. Do something. So 654 was the open for today. We went up to 730, we went down to 520, and we're back to the overnight range. And NQ playing it dirty, Chop Fest. Yeah, I saw that today, Nicholas. Let's take a look at gold. Did it continue? Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that move on gold right at the open. Whew. This is a crazy day so far. New York, yeah, man, I'm glad I stayed out. All right, so broke out of that descending channel and moving. Today's open is at 654. Coming to the middle of the overnight range now. What a day. What a day. As Chris Noof would say, no pasa nada. Peter Chan, dirty, nasty NQ. It killed a lot of traders. Yeah, if you weren't scalping direction, if you were trying to find direction, it probably killed some traders. If you were scalping it, some people made some money. But nasty. I'm into today's open back at 654. Julian just recovered a $900 loss with the VWAP. Oh, you played the long to VWAP. Yeah, we're at VWAP right now. Nice play. Choppy Friday, choppy Friday. All right, 654. It's coming for the open now. Crazy. Crazy, but it's happening. Structure trying to fill the gap up. Yeah, man. I don't know if you took the trade, but that breakout, you were hinting at the long. Structure was hinting at the long somewhere here. I don't know if you took it, but if you did, that's a nice breakout long. New York NYC, it's been scalping all day since I've been on. Yep, no direction today. If it hinted direction at the open, and it flipped direction, and we all got bear bias. Oh yeah, we're going to the next pivot point. Pushed up, down. So maybe just a range bound day, and no true direction. All right, came to VWAP. Is the VWAP short finally the move that it needs to flush? Structure, hey man, I'm with you. I've chickened out today, period. I'm locking in the green though, but I'm not messing with it today. Locking it in. So I'm with you on being chicken. I'm okay with that. All right, so I guess this is the summary of today. Let's take a look at the 515. Here's that blue line, the pivot point, right? We've been trying to figure out which direction. Pushing up above the pivot point or flushing down. We flushed, came back up. Now it's looking like we're going up. Well, I don't know. Or just a typical range-bound day. DJ NYC, done for the day. Good job. I'm done. I'm not. I'm spectating. And going back to VWAP. VWAP is this white line right here. Are they going to push above VWAP? They tried to bring it down. They didn't work. So it looks like building support around VWAP now. It's all over the place today. DJ NYC, don't give it back. That's what I'm doing. Yesterday, I gave back gains. I was not happy with it. I'm not doing it today. Not doing it to myself. Not doing it. Locking it in. Learned my lesson from yesterday. I got a nice trade on gold, shorting that pivot point, locking it in. The only trade that I would have taken was the pivot point bounce right here. That was a beautiful pivot point bounce on the open. Everything else, I probably would have lost money. Probably would have lost money. That pivot point bounce was solid, and that's a classic play I do on the open. You wait for the pivot point bounce, and boom, that was the one play that I would have gotten green if I'd taken it. Everything else, as I've been watching, I've been calling some plays in my head. I probably would have lost money. Beamer USA out for now. All right, brother. Hey, listen, it's been choppy. You guys are in the red. Don't beat yourself up for it. It's been a nasty day. It hinted direction to the upside here, hinted direction to the downside, and now right back at the open. We've gone nowhere. Nicholas Gomez, gold's getting hotter than my abuela sancocho. Yeah, gold is juicy. I gotta tell you, gold has been giving me the profits this week. I've been losing with it. I've been being a fool with NQ, and gold has been giving me the profits this week. So I gotta be grateful for gold. Gold going to the moon. All right, guys. Well, it's been a choppy day. Hope you guys walked out in the green. If you're in the red, don't beat yourself up for it. Don't make it worse either. It's Friday. Time to enjoy the weekend. Gold is coming in clutch for real. Like I said, gold for this week. This week, I've made my green on gold. NQ has beat me up, especially during the open. So I'm glad that I'm walking out in the green for the week. Structure, have a great evening, brother. Have a good one. Enjoy the weekend. For everybody, let's touch some grass. Let's close those charts. Enjoy the weekend. Disconnect. All right, guys, I'm going to call it here. NQ went nowhere. They're 30 points away from the open, so I'm calling it a day. You guys have a good one. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you all had a green day, green week. If you got some red, don't make it worse on yourself. Shalom, brother. Shalom. Now, Nicholas, have a good one. Structure, DJ NYCEN, Nicholas Gomez, Beamer USA, PR77, Texas. Chris Noof, no pasa nada, parcero. Take it easy, brother. Safe driving out wherever you are. Cooper, laters. Appreciate you all tuning in. Yeah, technically, as Nicholas Gomez would say, nothing burr on NQ. Went up and down, and scalper's paradise. Have a good one, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in. I'll see you guys Monday. Touch some grass. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy your families. Disconnect from those charts. Hit that mental reset. That's what I'm doing. Laters.